We are on the train to Milan, and in a few minutes we shall leave dear old Venice far behind us. I think I dislike leaving this place more than any of the others. It is so quaint and happy-go-lucky that it is very fascinating to me. Last evening, Papa, Elizabeth, and I took a gondola. With a strong stroke of the oar, we slipped away from the hotel steps and glided out into the broad canal. This was paradise. The sky and water were the same dark gray, but the lights along the distant shore showed the separation of the two. Before leaving the Grand Canal to enter the broad sweep of water just beyond, we were no more than a leap in a forest, for there were numberless other gondolas gliding past us, and the water was full of light. The houses were brilliantly lighted, and the boats were each supplied with their individual lights. When we left this, we became an individual, and were alone on the great deep waters. The stars shone feebly, and now and then a flash of lightning lit up the sky, outlining dark, fantastically shaped clouds. There was no sound but the even dip of the oar and the slapping of the water against the bow. We did not speak, for a word would have broken the charm and brought us back to earth. I wanted to glide on forever, with only the sky and water and the kindly gaze of the stars. We now made our way back to the canal, and as we entered its wide mouth, we heard rich Italian voices singing in the darkness. Louder and louder they grew until they sprang into view, a barge hung with lanterns stationed opposite the hotel. Other gondolas had collected around the singing group, and as we joined them, a dark figure sitting in our upper window of the hotel caught our attention. It was our mother. Dear, dear mother, how we all love and adore her. Never was there a woman with so sweet a face, so sane-like nature. Oh, for the wings to fly up and kiss thy dear face, my beloved mother. We could not stay on the river longer, so instructed the boatman to return to the hotel. That evening was one I shall never forget. Feeding the pigeons at St. Mark's was a great delight to me. With 10 centimes, you could purchase 2 cornucopias of corn, and with these enticements, you would soon be the center of flocks of pigeons, the little things we'd eat out of your hand, and were not in the least timid. If you held a handful of corn out at arm's length, several would immediately fly up and light on your fingers, wrist, and arm. They would be so anxious to get something to eat that they would often light on each other's backs and crane their necks to find an aperture large enough to peck at the pieces. They were so soft and trusted you so that no one could bear to frighten them. This morning we went to the academy, and this gallery interested me more than any preceding ones, probably because I was familiar with so many of the pictures. The Assumption by Titian is one of the most glorious pictures I have ever seen. I should like to live with a picture like that. It must be very inspiring. Sometime I hope I shall return with my dear father and mother, brother and sisters, to this romantic place so full of life. I love it, and to think that I am indebted for all this pleasure to my handsome father. He is the good angel in my life, and it is my duty and pleasure to endeavor to please him and live as nobly as I can, that I may do him no discredit. The next place I write of will be Milan.